Hello everyone. So far we have seen unit testing, we have also seen integration testing. So unit testing and integration testing both were white box testing techniques. And once integration testing is completed, after that system testing is conducted. So today we are going to see about the system testing. So we have seen the layers of testing, right? So levels of testing. First one is unit testing, which is conducted by developers. After developing the individual module of the software, they will perform some testing on that individual module. After that, they will combine different modules and they will perform the integration testing on the combined modules. That comes under integration testing. And once integration testing is successfully passed, that means all the combined modules of the software are working correctly. After that, they will they will complete the build of that specific software and they will deliver that software build from developer team to tester team, right? So once that software build, that is the build of the software delivered to the testing team, after that system testing will happen. So system testing is conducted by testing team, that means software testers. And under the system testing, we will verify overall functionality of the application as per the client requirements. So in the system testing, software tester will start executing the test cases. They will try and they will verify that overall functionality in the software build is currently working as per the client requirements or not. Example, various features. For example, if there is a banking application, right? So in the system testing, what testers will do, they will verify that various features which are developed as per the requirement from the developer, they are currently working as per requirement or not. That will be tested under the system testing. System testing, it is a black box testing technique, right? So far unit testing and integration testing were conducted by developers and they were white box testing technique, because for unit testing and integration testing, testing coding knowledge is required, right? So we have seen that for unit testing, developer has the coding knowledge and it is conducted by developer. Integration testing is also coding knowledge required, that is also conducted by developers. So both those techniques, that is unit testing and integration testing, are white box testing technique, whereas system testing is black box testing technique, because testers need not to have, so test in this system testing team will perform the testing, right? So they will simply execute the test cases and they will verify whether that application features are working as per the requirement or not. And for that, coding knowledge is not required. It is mainly conducted by software testing team. They will execute the test cases, they will identify the issues, and if there are any issues, they will report those issues to the developer and developer will fix those issues. And normally system testing is conducted after the integration testing, and that specific build is handed over to testing team by developers for system testing. And before conducting the system testing, what is important is that testing team should know the client requirements clearly. So there will be a requirement document and testing team should go through that document clearly and they should understand the requirements, because they will create the test cases, test scenarios depending on that specific document, right? So whatever the features are there, the requirements are there, that will be documented in that SRS document, right? That software requirement specification document, and testers will refer that document to write the test cases. Similarly, testing team, that's why testing team should understand those requirements clearly. Then only they can perform the testing clearly, right? Then only they can verify what should be the expected result of this requirement, how the feature should work, and whether it's working correctly or not. And if it is not working, then what is the issue that they can report to the developer. That's why understanding of that specific requirement is important for testers during the system testing. And mainly system testing is nothing but overall testing of the functionalities. So whatever features are there in that specific application, those are developed by the developer, that need to be tested in the system testing. And system testing mainly focuses on following aspects of the application. First one is GUI testing, that is graphic user interface testing. That is also known as UI testing, user interface testing. So user interface is nothing but how the software application will look to the end user, how the web element will look, how the UI will be there. text buttons, radio buttons, drop downs, logos, text, spellings, all should be correct, right? So that comes under GUI testing. That is nothing but testing the GUI of the application, user interface. One more type is there which comes under the system testing, that is functional testing. We will see the details about all these testing types which comes under system testing in coming sessions in more detail. So far just take the overview, just understand the high level about the system testing. So functional testing is there. So functional testing means actually testing the different features, right? So as per the requirements, right? Whether all the features are as per the requirements or not, that comes under the functional testing. And non-functional testing is there. So apart from functional parameters, so once functional testing is completed, after that there comes the non-functional testing, which involves load testing, volume testing, stress testing, security testing. That comes under the non-functional testing. Whereas functional testing includes database testing, smoke testing, sanity testing, regression testing. Those are the different type of functional testing that we will see in the coming sessions in detail. Just understand that these are the different type of system testing: GUI testing, functional testing, non-functional testing, also usability testing. So how easily user can use that application, how easy it is for user to check or to test or to use that specific application comes under the usability testing. Now what is GUI interface testing, right? So in short, just we will just see the high level of the GUI testing, right? So GUI testing is nothing but user interface testing, that how the user will see that specific application, how the end user is going to see, right? So different type of font types, right? So fonts which is used in the application is all over consistent or not, the same font type should be there, right? So size is consistent or not, input fields, various drop downs are there, various checkbox buttons are there, whatever the elements present in the that specific application, that should be correct. So that comes under the GUI testing. So input fields are proper size or not, so right, so input fields are there, so that size of the input field should be correct. Navigation should be easy, right? So we user can navigate from one page to another page, that navigation should be easily clear and easy to use. Colors of the various element in the software, right? Colors and style guide of the product, that needs to be correct. All icons, right? So various icons which are used in the software, that should be in one style. Apart from that, different type of interface contains no visual and dialog box inconsistencies, right? So if there are number of buttons or dialog boxes, that should be consistent. So all these user interface related testing will comes under GUI testing, right? That is nothing but graphic user interface testing. Similarly, functional testing comes under the system testing. So functional testing is testing overall functionality of the application as per client requirement. The purpose of functional testing is to test each function. So function means feature. So each and every feature of the software application is correctly working or not. That should work as per the client requirement, which is mentioned in the document, right? So at this stage, by providing various inputs, right? So different input can be provided for similar type of features, and verifying the output should work correctly, right? So verifying the output against the functional requirements, right? So the output should be whatever mentioned in the requirement, right? So if there is one feature, for example, in banking application, there can be multiple features will be developed. So during system testing, what testers will do, they will perform login functionality, whether user is able to log in or not, successful login, unsuccessful login, right? After entering the incorrect password, it should give the error. That is one functional testing. Similarly, different features might be there. Money transfer feature will be there, account balance feature will be there, requesting checkbook feature will be there. So all these features are working correctly as per the requirements or not, that will be checked during this phase, that will be checked during the functional testing. That is verifying the output, right? So verifying that various output are coming as per the requirement or not, that comes under the functional testing. And it is conducted by software tester. It is a black box testing, because in this, coding knowledge is not required, right? A tester will simply refer the software requirement specification document, right? They will not go into the code, right? So code level testing is done by developers, that comes under unit testing and integration testing. But system testing mainly involves the black box testing, that is the functional testing, and it is not concerned about the source code of the application. So this testing checks the user interface, database, client server communication, right? So database testing, client server communication is happening correctly or not. And other functionality. So each and every functionality of the application under test, that will become under functional testing. There are multiple types of functional testing: smoke testing, sanity testing, database testing, regression testing, and some more testing types are there. So we will see about this testing type, that is the functional testing types, in detail in coming sessions. But just understand that functional testing is testing overall functionality of the application is as per client requirements or not. That comes under the functional testing. Testing the functional aspect of that specific application. And once functional testing is completed, so any software is working as per the client requirement, that comes under the functional testing. And once the functional testing is completed, after that non-functional testing is conducted. So non-functional testing checks the different parameters. So apart from functions, there are different aspects of the application. So what are those aspects? So non-functional testing mainly check performance, reliability, security, and other non-functional aspects of that software system. Non-functional testing should be performed after the functional testing. So once after the functional testing, that software build is stable, that is working as per the function, that is working as per the requirement. After that, non-functional testing is conducted. And for non-functional testing, various testing, for example, performance testing, right? So performance testing includes load testing. So what is performance? For example, if you take any application, let's say Flipkart application is there, or any e-commerce website application is there. So on such applications, at the same time, lots of users can come, right? There will be a heavy traffic of users. So under the heavy traffic, for example, thousands of users come at the same time. At that time, how the application reacts, how the application is able to handle that user load. If multiple users are coming onto that specific application, how is the performance? How much time it takes to load, right? So how much load it can handle? What is the response time? How quickly it can give the response to the user? That comes under the performance testing. Similarly, security testing is also there, right? So how the application is, whether the application is secure or not, if there are, if what are the different security checks should be followed in that specific application, whether the application data is secure or not, right? Different type of penetration testing, that comes under the security testing. So all these aspect, apart from functionals, that comes under the non-functional testing, right? And it is conducted after the functional testing. And for the non-functional testing, dedicated testing team is there with proper expertise. So they are expert in that specific area. For example, load testing will have some dedicated performance testing team that will specifically focus on performance of that specific application. They will test load testing, they will perform volume testing, they will perform stress testing on that application. So dedicated testing team will be there, and another test environment will be there, right? For non-functional testing, there are multiple types of non-functional testing type. For example, performance testing, load testing, volume testing, stress testing, security testing, compatibility testing, and lots of other as well. So we will see different type of non-functional testing in coming sessions. Next one is usability testing. So usability testing also comes under system testing. So what is usability? So usability means how easily user can understand that specific application, or how easily he can operate on that application. It is also known as user experience testing. It is a testing method for measuring how easy and user friendly that specific software is. Usability testing mainly focuses on users' ease of using application, flexibility of application, to handle the controls and ability of application to meet its objectives, right? So how easily user can use those features, or how easily user can use that specific application, or how easy user can understand that application, right? That comes under usability testing. If I have to give the simple example, if you see this is simple example, right? It is about the music player software, right? So if you see the left hand side and right hand side, what is the easier to use, right? So obviously you will see that left hand side is much more easy to understand. There is pause button, there is next song button, right? User can simply drag down, user can simply drag this option, drag this bar to control the exact time of that specific song. So this is just by looking at this, we can understand the usability of this feature, right? So it is more usable, it is more easy to understand compared to this right side, right? So this is one of the example, right? So which do you feel works better? So this is the left side, right? So this is more usable, this is more user friendly. So this type of testing is conducted, right? So that is known as usability testing, because there are many software application or websites which fails after launching because of the following reason. So sometimes user might get confused ki where do I click next, how to use this application, which page needs to be navigated, which icon represents what, error messages are not consistent, right, or effectively displayed. So whenever any error message is displayed, that should be informative for the user. It should inform user that what incorrect action user has done, right? So if that is not happening, that means that application is not that much usable. So that's why usability testing is also important. So usability testing focuses on the effectiveness of that specific system, whether that system or application is easy to learn, if the system is useful and it adds the value to the target audience, are various content, colors, icons, images which are used in that specific application are aesthetically pleasing or not, right? So that all that these things comes under usability testing. So we will see details in the coming sessions. But understand, usability means usability testing ensures that how easily user can use that application, right? Whether user is not getting confused or not, whether the controls are easily displayed to the user or not, that comes under the usability testing, right? So this is about the system testing, correct? So just revise one more time. We have seen system testing is nothing but testing overall functionality, and it is conducted after the integration testing, in which testing team will perform this system testing, which is a black box testing type. Various aspects like GUI testing, that is user interface testing, there is a functional testing, non-functional testing, usability testing. GUI testing is nothing but graphic user interface testing, means whatever look and feel of the website or application that needs to be tested, which comes under the GUI testing. Functional testing means database testing, smoke testing, sanity testing. Regression testing means testing the client server communication and other functionality, right? So it is a black box testing and it is conducted by tester. It is mainly for verifying that whatever document or whatever the software build is provided to the tester, that is working as per the client requirement or not. All the features which are developed by the developers are correctly working or not, that will be checked under the functional testing. Once the functional testing is completed, after that, we will check the non-functional parameter of that specific application. For example, how the application is behaving under the lots of load. How is the performance of the application? How quickly it can give the response? What is the volume testing, stress testing, how much stress it can handle? Whether it's a secure application or not. That comes under the security testing, compatibility testing. So these are non-functional parameters. Non-functional testing. So this will come under non-functional testing. And it is conducted after the functional testing only. Usability testing, how easily user can use that application, whether the controls are easy to use or not, right? So that comes under the usability testing. So this is all about the system testing, guys. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more videos, and in coming session we will see some more topics about manual testing. Thank you everyone.